सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Welcome to our daily morning reading of Srīmad Bhāgavatam. Thank you for joining in, and please accept my humble obeisances, all glory to Srila Prabhupada. I beg for blessings from Srila Prabhupada, my Guru Maharaj, and the entire Guru Parampara. Also, Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyo Vacha Patitanam Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. I also seek blessings from all the Vaishnavas present, so I can speak a few words in the glorification of Srimad Bhagavatam for my own purification. I came across a very beautiful verse from 11th Canto, 11 to 36, and it says, कायेन वाचा मनसेन्द्रियैर्वा बुद्ध्यात्मना वा अनुसृत स्वभावः करोति यद्यत् सकलं परस्मै नारायणायेति समर्पयेत. So, and it has also a very inspiring message. So it says Kayena Vacha Manasendriyeva. Kayena means with the body, Vacha means with the speech, Manasa means with the mind, and Indriyeva, so with the senses. So whatever one does with one's body, speech, mind, or senses, or Buddhyatmanava Anushrut Swabhava, or with their buddhya, buddhi, with their intelligence that one has got because of Anushrut Swabhava, according to the nature one has acquired, or because of the past karma or their conditioning, whatever buddhi one has acquired. Karoti yat yat sakalam parasmai, whatever one does in any of these ways, one should do it as an offering to the Supreme. Narayanaye samarpayeta. And one should consciously offer every activity by thinking that this is for the pleasure of Lord Narayan, not for any other purpose. So whether we speak or hear, the purpose is the same, to glorify Krishna and to purify our hearts through that glorification. So, dear devotees, before we go to our today's verse, I pray that let my speaking be an offering at the lotus feet of Sri Guru and Gauranga, and may your hearing also be a conscious offering, a garland of attention and affection placed at the feet of Krishna. So, we are reading from Canto 1, chapter 19, titled The Appearance of Śukadeva Gosvāmī. And we are reading verse 11 and 12 today. So far in this chapter, we saw that after putting the snake on Samikrishna's shoulder, when Parikshit Maharaj was returning to his palace, he was contemplating on what has just happened. And the first thought he had was that his act was heinous. In the first verse of our current chapter, he says, Aho maya nicham anaryavat krutam. What an uncivilized, anaryavat, and nicham, heinous act I have committed. So he is distressed, he is lamenting and thinking that now definitely some calamity must be coming my way. I'm supposed to be protecting the Brahmanas. And what have I done? So he's thinking that let my whole kingdom, my strength, my wealth, let everything burn to ashes by the fire of prakopa, anger of the Brahman. So he was repenting like this, and at that time he received the news that the son of Samik Rishi had cursed him to die in 7 days by being beaten by Takshak, a snake bird. So Parikshit Maharaj actually accepted this as a good news, as a relief. And at once he accepted this curse, no retaliation. He renounced everything and went to the bank of holy river Gangaji and started to concentrate on Krishnangri Sevam. Angri is lotus feet, Krishna's lotus feet service to. So he started meditating on serving the lotus feet of Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, who had protected him while he was still in his mother's womb. And he he decided to fast till death. And then, like a divine arrangement, all these great sages, demigods, kings, they started coming from different parts of universe. And in yesterday's verse, in verse 10, we saw a huge list of devotees, of sages: Atri, Chyavan, Arishtanemi, Bhrugu, Vasishtha, Parashar, Vishwamitra, Angira, Deval, Bharadwaj, Gautam Rishi, Maitreya Rishi, all these sages and lot of other sages, they also came there on the bank of river Ganga to meet Parikshit Maharaj. And in today's verses 11 and 12, we will see who else came there and how Parikshit Maharaj received them. So let's look at verse 11. Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavat Sevayam Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. अन्ये च देवर्षि ब्रह्मर्षिवर्या राजर्षिवर्या अरुणादयश्च नानार्षेयप्रवरान् समेतान् अभ्यर्च्य राजा शिरसा ववन्दे. Let's look at word to word. Anye, many others, cha, also, devarshi, saintly demigods, brahmarshi, saintly brahmanas, varya, topmost, rajarshi varya, topmost saintly kings, aruna adayaha, a special rank of rajarshis, cha, and nana, many others, arsheya pravaran, chief amongst the dynasties of the sages. Sametan, assembled together. Abhyarcha, by worshipping. Raja, the emperor. Shirsa, bowed his head to the ground. Pavande, welcomed. Translation and purport by Krishna Kripamurti, His Loving Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. There were also many other saintly demigods, kings, and special royal orders called Arunadayas, a special rank of Rajarshis, from different dynasties of sages. When they all assembled together to meet the Emperor Parikshit, he received them properly and bowed his head to the ground. Would anyone like to read the purport, please?
I can read, Mataji.
Please, Mataji.
Purport. The system of bowing the head to the ground to show respect to superiors is an excellent etiquette which obliges the honored guest deep into the heart. Even the first grade offender is excused simply by this process, and Maharaj Parikshit, although honored by all the rishis and kings, welcomed all the big men in that humble etiquette in order to be excused from any offenses. Generally, at the last stage of one's life, this humble method is adopted by every sensible man in order to be excused from before departure. In this way, Maharaj Parikshit implored everyone's goodwill for going back home, back to Godhead. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. So, first of all, this verse describes what a diverse assembly it was transforming into. So, verse says, Anye cha devarshi brahmarshi varya rajarshi varya arunadayascha. So, as we saw in the word to word, devarshi, saintly demigods, brahmarshi, saintly sages among the brahmanas, varyaha, topmost. So the best and foremost Devarshis, Brahmarshis came. Rajarshi Varya, the foremost saintly kings came. Aruna Adayas, the Arunas, a special class of Rajarshis. So all these many exalted personalities were also present, including the, as they say, topmost saintly demigods, Devarshis like Narad Muni, Brahmarshis like Vasisht Muni, Rajarshis like Janaka Maharaj, and Arun and other category of sages, exalted personalities. This emphasizes that the gathering was not any ordinary gathering. It was an extraordinary gathering. Not only earthly sages, but celestial personalities and kings who had achieved spiritual realization. They all had come together, and their presence elevated the event to a celestial event. So then the next line in the verse says who else was also present. So Nana Risheya Pravaran. Nana means various, many kinds of Arsheya Pravaran. So chief amongst the dynasties of the sages, that is the meaning of Arsheya Pravaran. So they had gathered Sametan. And what did Parikshit Maharaj then do? So that's the last line of verse. Abhyarcha Raja Shirasa Bhavande. What Raja Parikshit Maharaj did was first he worshipped them, Archa. He respectfully received them. Then he one day he bowed down to them. He offered obeisances to them. How? Shirasa, with his head. So all these great personalities who were prominent descendants of sage lineages, they had gathered there. Maharaj Parikshit, although he was himself an emperor, he worshipped them. He bowed down to them with his head touching the ground. So this shows his deep humility and his understanding of spiritual etiquette. Despite being powerful, he is able to see that the true greatness is in the spiritual wisdom and devotion, and not in the material position. And by bowing down his head to them, he is seeking their blessings because he was preparing to leave his body. So what we saw, how Parikshit Maharaj treated Samik Rishi by putting a snake on his shoulders, was his momentary reaction out of frustration. But what we see here in these words, how he is treating all these sages, all these brahmanas, all these rajarshis, that is the glimpse of the his real character. In the verse where Parikshit Maharaj put snake on Samik Rishi's shoulder, Prabhupada writes that this is not characteristic of Parikshit Maharaj. So this is his true character, and this is also a glimpse of real Vedic culture, where even a great king like Parikshit Maharaj, he shows utter humility and reverence to those who are deeply advanced in spiritual knowledge, regardless of their social background, whether they are Brahman, they are Kshatriya, there are Rajarshis, kings, saintly kings also present. So he is not considering whether they are Brahman, Kshatriya, or they are demigods. He is bowing down to all of them. So the way Parikshit Maharaj is receiving them, that is his true nature, as we say, his humility as a worthy descendants of Pandavas. So Parikshit Maharaj is the central figure being visited here, and he is is not sitting on his any throne, acting like a king, but he is bowing his head to the ground to give respect to all these great souls. So the whole thing of this curse started because of not Samikrishi not observing the etiquette because of the improper reception of Parikshit Maharaj, who was his guest. Hmm. But here we see the proper guest reception. Even though the king has renounced everything, he doesn't have anything to offer to them right now. But he's still offering his humility, and he is freely giving it to them. Hmm. And we wonder how and why all these sages, demigods, brahmarshis, rajarshis, I think yesterday's verse or the day before, the speaker explained how they had gathered. But we wonder why they have also come together here. Hmm? Because this is going to be a very rare and auspicious event of a devotee's departure. Hmm? Parikshit Maharaj is a Mahabhagavat devotee, a pure devotee, and also an ideal king. And he has voluntarily accepted the curse to die in 7 days. So, the departure of such a saintly personality, and the departure which is done consciously with full surrender to Supreme Personality of Godhead, is not an ordinary event. It's a great spiritual event. So naturally, the exalted beings, the sages, the demigods, and saintly kings, they have all assembled to witness and bless this moment. I remember when our Guru Maharaj was saying in his last days, all these sannyasis, they were visiting him one by one. Hmm. So in Vedic culture, when a pure devotee is about to depart, sadhus gather, they offer their blessings, they give their association, and help ensure an auspicious departure. Hmm. So Parikshit was not just a devotee, but he was also Rajarshi. And that's why the sages have come and great kings have also come. So devotees of the Lord, like Parikshit Maharaj, they show us how to live their life and how to live as well. Mm. So Srila Prabhupada writes a beautiful line at the end of this purport, that in this way Maharaj Parikshit implored everyone's goodwill for going back home, back to Godhead. So the sages knew that such an event would generate a spiritual discourse. They knew that, later we will see that this very gathering will lead to Śukadeva Gosvāmī reciting the Srimad Bhāgavatam to Parikshit Maharaj. So the sages, they knew, and they assembled in anticipation of hearing the glories of Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, and also in this verse, we see that Parikshit Maharaj, what he has done, he bows down to all these exalted personalities. So, in Vedic culture, we bow down to the Lord, his deity form at the temple, as an expression of surrender. Then we also bow down to spiritual master because he is the representative of the Lord. And we also bow down to our mother, father, um, elders, parents, to show our gratitude to them, our humility. And also, no doubt, we bow down to the devotees, the sages, sannyasis, because the Lord resides in their heart. But no matter whom we bow down to, it is an expression of our humility, that I am small, you are great. It shows our gratitude and reverence, and it is showing the surrender of our false ego. Prabhupada writes, opens the purport by saying that the system of bowing down the head to the ground to show respect to superiors is an excellent etiquette, which obliges the honored guest deep into the heart. And when we bow down, it benefits us also. It destroys our ego and pride. Pride is the biggest block in bhakti. So bowing down physically helps us break our false ego. It dissolves our pride, our ahankar, our mithya. And in Dandavat Pranam, we lay the entire body on the floor, which symbolizes that I offer my everything, my body, mind, ego, everything to you. Rupa Goswami says in Nectar of Devotion, chapter 9, that the Lord cannot be approached by pride, but when one offers prayers and bows down sincerely, then the Lord becomes favorable. And of course, this Dandavat Pranam that I mentioned, it is to be done by men, and men and women offer pranam differently. So men offer Dandavat Pranam. Danda means stick. So Dandavat means falling flat on the ground like a stick, or Ashtanga Pranam, which involves bowing down completely, touching the ground with 8 parts of the body: the forehead, chest, both hands, both knees, and both feet. So full body, Dandavat means full body prostrated pranam. And when ladies offer pranam, as we do it slightly differently from the gentlemen. We do Panchanga pranam. So we touch the ground with 5 parts of body, both hands, both knees, and the head. Hmm? So sometimes also we offer just namaskar, joining our palms in the Anjali Mudra, and offering respect like that. But before the deities, gurus, and Vaishnavas, we must offer Panchang or Ashtanga Pranam. So, in fact, in the Pancharatrika Vidhi, when we offer Shodshopchar, or worshipping the deity with 16 upcharas, 16 different articles, the last upchar is bowing down before the deity. So it's such an easy way to offer worship. We may not be able to do all other 15 upcharas, but what's more easier than simply bowing down to the deity? All it costs is surrendering our false ego. So when we bow down to someone, as Prabhupada says, it obliges them deep into their heart. So it attracts their mercy. Mercy flows from the heart of a guru or a senior devotee when we bow down to them with sincerity, and also it softens our heart. This bowing down or offering obeisances is one of the 4 ways Krishna demands from us. One of the 4 easy ways to please Krishna. In Bhagavad Gita 9.34, what does Krishna say? Manmana bhava bhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru mame vaishyasi yuktvaivam atmanam matparayanah. So, Manmana, engage your mind always in thinking of me. Bhava Mad Bhakto, be my devotee. Madhyaji, worship me. And Mam Namaskuru, offer obeisances to me. And thus, Mam E Vaishyasi Yuktvaivam, being completely absorbed in me, you will surely come to me. So, when we have the darshan of the Archa Vigraha, deity form of the Lord in the temple, we must offer pranams and recite the pranam mantras. Dhruv Maharaj, as soon as he saw the Lord, it says in that verse that he fell flat on the ground. Even Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to bow down to other Vaishnavas and Jagannath deity thousands times a day. So our Rupa Goswami, he says in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu is, as we know, the root text for understanding the science of devotional service. So in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, also Rupa Goswami discusses bowing down, the Vandan or Pranam. So as Prahlad Maharaj says in Srimad Bhagavatam, Rupa Goswami also says in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 1 to 50. that it is one of the 9 angas, 9 limbs of bhakti. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakhyam, Atmanivedanam. So Vandanam is one of the limbs of Navada Bhakti, 9 primary processes of devotional service. And it includes the verbal play, the Vachik Vandan, verbal prayers, and Kaik Vandan, physical offering of obeisances, bowing down. And Akrur, he is a classic, he's a great example. He perfected his bhakti through this limb, through Vandanam. When he was going to Vrindavan to meet Krishna, he constantly offered prayers and bowed down even when he thought about meeting Krishna. When he reaches the river Yamuna, he thinks that now Yamuna reminds him of Krishna, and he thinks that now I will meet Krishna. So even at that thought, he bows down. He is so overwhelmed with the thoughts of Krishna. As soon as he reaches Yamuna, he steps down from his chariot and he falls flat on the ground, offers obeisances with great devotion, even if Krishna is not there. So Krishna does know, and he did reciprocate, as we know. So that's our verse 11. Now let's go to verse 12. It is also a short purport. So we will try to cover it today as well. Verse 12. Sukhopavishteshu athateshu bhuyah कृतप्रणामः स्वचिकीर्ष्यत् स्कृतः प्रणामः स्वचिकीर्षितं यत् विज्ञापयामास विविक्तचेताम् उपस्थितोऽग्रे विगृहीतपाणि. Word-to-word translation and purport by Krishna Krupamurti, His Loving Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Word-to-word, Sukha, happily, Upavishteshu, all sitting down, Atha, thereupon, Teshu, unto them, the visitors, Bhuyaha, again, Kruta Pranama, having offered obeisances, Swa, his own, Shikirshitam, decision of fasting, Yat, who, Vignapayam, as submitted, Vivikta Chetaha, one whose mind is detached from worldly affairs, Upasthitaha, being present, Ugre, agre, before them, Abhigrihita panihi, humbly with folded hands. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. After all the rishis and others had seated themselves comfortably, the king, humbly standing before them with folded hands, told them of his decision to fast until death. Would anyone like to read this purport, please?
Krishna, I can do that. Although the king had already decided to fast until death on the banks of the Ganges, he humbly expressed his decision to elicit the opinions of the great authorities present there. Any important decision, however firmly fixed, should be firmed by some authority. That makes the matter perfect. This means the monarchs who ruled the earth in those days were not irresponsible dictators. They were scrupulously followed the authoritative decisions of the saints and sages in terms of the Vedic injunction. Maharaj Parikshit, as a perfect king, followed the principles by consulting the authorities even up to the last days of his life. Hare Krishna, Mataji. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So, this verse says, after all the exalted rishis, sages, and spiritual personalities had taken their seats peacefully and respectfully, the environment was set for a serious and sacred discussion. So Parikshit Maharaj, he stood before them with folded hands, even though he had already done so earlier. We saw in the previous verse, he's already Shirsa Vavande, he has already offered them Dandavat Pranams. Again, here in this verse, Krita Pranamaha, he stands before them with folded hands. So this shows that, how true devotees never get tired of honoring saintly persons. It's not like I've offered you my obeisances once, so that's it. His Grace Virajeshwar Prabhu often mentions a pastime of Srila Prabhupada when one of his young disciples wasn't bowing down before the deity. And when Srila Prabhupada asked, he said that Prabhupada, I don't feel like bowing down. It doesn't feel honest. It feels artificial. So this devotee wasn't trying to, he was trying to be honest, sincere. He didn't want to perform something as a ritual externally, while internally he was feeling the resistance, or he was feeling lack of genuine devotion. And many new devotees sometimes go through this thinking, this kind of phase where their ego resists them from physically expressing humility. But at that time, Srila Prabhupada gave him a very brilliant and compassionate reply. He said that that's all right if you are not feeling like it, but just keep bowing down, bow down again and again, and then you will feel like it. So even if there is no feeling, one must bow down and the feeling will come. That's what Srila Prabhupada told him. So all these devotional practices, all these 9 processes, they are so purifying that even if we do them mechanically, but then sincere practice, it does gradually purify the heart. And this is the essence of sadhana bhakti, sadhana, regulated practice. It gradually does awaken genuine bhav or emotions, even if you don't know the science behind it. If you just follow these practices just because your guru has asked you to do, eventually the genuine bhav does develop. So the verse says that Parikshit Maharaj again offered obeisances to all the sages, and then he revealed his decision that he is going to fast till death. And that, as Srila Prabhupada says, is the indication that the kings, the monarchs in Vedic culture, they were not dictators. They would take advice from Brahmins, the guru, and the sages. And in the purport, Srila Prabhupada makes a very good point, which is a learning for all of us. He says that any important decision, however firmly fixed, should be confirmed by some authority. That makes the matter perfect. So this great advice from Srila Prabhupada applies to all of us very well. When we take decisions on our own, no matter how much we think the matter through from various angles, we are prone to make mistakes. Our decision might be under the influence of Rajogun or Tamogun, or we might misjudge what is truly favorable for bhakti. And on the contrary, when we consult with Guru, our Siksha Guru or Diksha Guru, or some otherwise spiritually advanced seniors, then their opinions, they are guided by Shastra, and they have more clear discrimination because of their purification. And especially, when it comes to life decisions like for young devotees, marriage, to marry or not, to remain brahmachari or marry, or whom to marry, or career choices like career choices that impact our sadhana, or decisions about our services, about changing some service, or increasing our service, or decisions about our sadhana, our devotional life. So all these kind of decisions we must first discuss with our Guru Maharaj or senior devotees. As it is said in the fourth verse of Srila Rupa Goswami's Updeshamrita, Dadati pratigrhanati guhyam akhyati pritchati bhunkte bhojayate chaiva sadvidhim shadvidhim priti lakshanam. So Dadati, offering gifts in charity, pratigrhanati, accepting gifts, guhyam akhyati, revealing one's mind in confidence, and pritchati, inquiring from them confidentially, and bhunkte bhojayate, accepting prasadam and offering prasadam. So shared with him, these are the 6 symptoms of the love exchanged by between one devotee and another devotee. So out of these 6 methods, the guhyam akhyati, revealing one's mind in confidence, and honestly sharing our heart with a trusted devotee. And not just any casual talk, but the realizations, the deep realizations of the heart, the struggles, the doubts, or the desires about devotional service. And guhyam means confidential. So no mundane talk or gramya charcha or gossip, but things that matter to your soul, things that determine the journey of your soul. So Prabhupada said that to disclose the mind in confidence is one of the key elements in advancing in Krishna consciousness. One must not remain isolated. So pritchati, inquiring confidentially, asking questions that come from the heart and not any superficial question and answer, not questions just to show that we know, but genuine inquiry. Questions about how to overcome our own anarthas, how to deepen our chanting, how to overcome the obstacles that we face in our chanting, how to serve better. As Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita 4.34, Tad vidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya. Then approach a guru with humility, inquiry, and service. Pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya, 3 ways. So as devotees, we must have at least 1 or 2 mature devotees in our life that we can open our heart to and also ask questions and seek guidance. And there is no point in holding our doubts or struggles. Bhakti is not meant to be practiced in isolation, disconnected from Guru, Vaishnavas, and community. Rupa Goswāmī in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu mentions a very beautiful verse. Smriti Shruti Smriti Puranadi Pancharatra Vidhim Vina Ekantiki Harer Bhakti Utpat Eva Kalpade. So Ekantaki Harer Bhakti, bhakti that is performed in seclusion, in Ekanta, without the scriptural or spiritual guidance, Utpat Eva Kalpade. It creates utpat, chaos in the devotee's life and in the society as well. So bhakti must align with authority, with Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra. This Monday, I was listening to the Namaras podcast. I'm not sure how many of you like it, but I like it. I like to hear from senior Prabhupada disciples, especially. So, in that podcast, Srila Prabhupada's last nurse, Abhiram Prabhu, shared so many beautiful memories of Srila Prabhupada. And I think Sakirai Prabhu also shared that podcast in our group yesterday. So, Abhiram Prabhu, he mentioned that Srila Prabhupada always asked Tamal Krishna Maharaj. He had great confidence in him and he would call him his right-hand man. So, why? Srila Prabhupada is the greatest Acharya, is the empowered Acharya. He doesn't need advice. But him consulting Tamal Krishna Maharaj and his disciples, it shows that guru-disciple relationship, it includes room for conversations, honest feedback, and a joint reflection. And in another place, Rukmani Mataji, Srila Prabhupada's disciple, she also said that many of us, Prabhupada had to engage us in service according to our propensity as we liked, and not necessarily what he liked. So Prabhupada, in early days of this movement, he was trying to engage every devotee that comes in whatever services they can do, and not necessarily what was needed to be done. But Tamal Krishna Maharaj was different. He would do whatever Prabhupada wanted. He knew what Prabhupada wanted, and Prabhupada could ask him anything, and he would go anywhere and do anything for Srila Prabhupada. And same for this devotee Abhiram Prabhu, as I mentioned in the Namaras podcast. If you get time, please listen. You will see how, to which extent these devotees went to fulfill the desire of their guru, whether it is for getting the visa for them, or arranging their travel or anything. So, once during a morning walk, Srila Prabhupada said that consultation is must, consultation is required. That is the system. Even the most perfect man, he consults, and that is the Vedic system. So, Bhakti Lata is very delicate. Bhakti Lata that we are trying to cultivate is very, very delicate. So bhakti process is very delicate. It's like handling fire. If we handle it under proper guidance, then it cooks our heart perfectly into love. And if we do it without any guidance, if we miss somewhere, if we do it improperly, then it burns. So by confiding into right devotees, guhyam akhyati pruchati, and by following authorized paths, Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra, we protect our bhakti and we help our bhakti flourish safely. So I think this is it for verse 12 as well. I think we will conclude here. If anyone has any realizations, or you want to share something you have read, or you have any questions or additions, corrections, please feel free to share. Please unmute and share. All right, thank you for joining and inspiring me to glorify Krishna. Granthra Srimad Bhagavatam Mahapuran ki jai. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Have a blissful Krishna conscious day. See you in the evening at the Harekrishnatemple have a blissful Krishna conscious day. Hare Krishna.
Mataji, thank you.
Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you.
Thank you. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you.
Thank you, Mataji.